The women's LGBTQ plus community has growing fear of what we are watching happening by radical GOP conservatives and evangelicals in America. More than 400 anti-LGBTQ plus laws have been introduced in 2023, which is an all-time record. The laws dramatically affect LGBTQ plus civil rights and disproportionately affect those most marginalized in our community, including trans women and queer women. What is happening? Girls, is the world delusional as to the fact that our trans women, our black and brown trans women, are being killed at an alarming rate? Let me start with you, Sydney.
I don't think people are delusional. They know Google works. The fact that we get alerts, we get Amber alerts for random children in Ohio. I mean, they know what's happening in the trans community and they just don't care. They don't care. It doesn't affect them. And they really don't want to do anything about it.
Danny, I see your face. What do you think, Mama?
Every day, it's so disheartening to see that. You would think that now we're in 2023, that we would be progressing, moving forward, getting some semblance of more equality and more, love in this world. And I feel like it's just so disheartening to see that, with everything that's happening in the news recently, with, what's recently occurred, the focus is so out of whack and out of line of where it should be, that, drag queens don't kill people. Trans people don't kill people. This is not the issue, but everyone wants to pretend like it is, and we're not the problem. And I think it's really about time. Like, we just need to keep speaking up and speaking out. That's the most we can do, is just try to be as loud as we can.
Allison, what do you think about this? There's a lot of trans women that believe that lesbians are not coming up to bat for them. We're all women, period. I'm putting a period at the end of women. What do you think about that, Allison?
Yeah, 100%. I am in a place right now, my wife and I are in a place where we're scared. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to support our trans brothers and sisters. I remember that this was 22 years ago when I became an activist in the space and the community. I remember that there was divisiveness within the LGBTQ community on how the transgender community was going to be represented within our community and if they should. And, we always tried to make sure we were trans and gender inclusive. We've always been.
Yep. And
now I'm heartbroken and I'm scared. I'm scared for my family. I'm scared for my friends, and I'm scared for people I don't even know. And I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have a heart and you're human, Allison. And these crazy radical evangelicals are they're radical and ridiculous and crazy. Again, drag queens don't kill people, like Danny said. Guns kill people. Okay. Jessica, what do you think, Mama?
Well, guns kill people, and over 98% of the guns that kill people are held by white men, white cis men, first of all. I am horrified and incredibly scared, and I have to take significant social media breaks and everything. I also truly think that, like, this specific scapegoating, this kind of narrowing down, like, it's because evangelicals, they can't even stop their own children from deconstructing. You know what I'm saying? This loudness, this like push, this screaming and yelling, it's actually a minority, and generation on generation, they become even more of a minority. And so, like, they essentially lost the battle, right, with gay marriage, right? They lost. It's reaffirmed. I understand they're going to try and take it down, but it's not going to work because you can't have a two-tier citizenship. I think that the public increased representation on reality shows and scripted shows and streaming and things like that, they've become a lot more used to the concept that, shockingly, all of the women on screen are some form of queer women or members of the LGBTQ community. Like, it's stopped being horrifying. Like, they realize that we could be the person down the street. So they have to narrow it down even more and come down and attack even more of our vulnerable people. And it's all done, as we know, as a distraction, as a divide and conquer, as a way to try and commandeer control. But the reason they're working so hard to commandeer control is because ultimately, statistically, they are losing. And so for me, it's like, it's horrifying. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to say that the battle is won overnight. I am trying to say that we have to push back, and we have to be as loud, and we have to stand firm, and we do have to, it's propaganda. It's this vicious, manipulative propaganda. I mean, in the UK recently, there was a young trans girl that was killed. Do you think a single one of the papers mentioned that she was trans? No, because she was young, she was white, and she was cis-presenting. So it wasn't that. It was just this horrendous thing about this terrible young girl being murdered. Now, if it was a member of our Black and brown community, our trans women, our women being brutalized, like that is, they're more than happy to other us, and they're more than happy to lean into these sort of bizarre stereotypes that people are pretending to be women to get into our bathrooms, and like, no, we're scared of getting raped by cis men inside our home, outside our home, at work. That's the real boogeyman. That's the real boogeyman, and they can yell and scream all they want, but that is the facts.
Amen, sister. Hashtag the truth, what Jessica said. All right?
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.